You have to see how we wrestle not against flesh and blood, okay? A very good illustration of this is what just happened right now. Today's September 19th, 2010. The last few days I've been getting some emails from someone that I met who was a leader in one of the largest ministries in India for multiple decades, and asking for help to. This is a very strong Christian, married for number of decades, and asking for help to fundraise for a ministry for kids in Bangalore. And I feel really excited that I could be a part of that and help coordinate some of that. Now you have to understand, I have a very rocky past with my family, so I understand that they're not going to just jump up for joy when I show up from India, and they need some time. But understand this, though, that it's more of a dimension than that. I just got a call from my brother, and he said that my father told him of a man who came, I guess, some years ago when they lived up in the other property that they used to live at. He was from Bangalore, and he came around the church and was trying to get help to get money for an orphanage, I guess, in Bangalore. And they were helping him out and stuff. And I guess it turned out that he had had a child with another woman, and it blew the whole thing up. And so what I was, first of all, wondering was why a story like that would be dug out of the pit from years and years ago, told from my brother, from my dad to my brother, and then from my brother to me, on the day that I'm making a website for this other person who's really involved in this ministry for kids in Bangalore. That would be thrown in my face right now on September 19th, 2010. At the same day, I'm writing a video for my daughters and a lot of other things that I'm doing. So see, I told my brother, I said, listen, if you touch gossip, you're a part of it. I just can't for the life of me imagine what good would come from my dad resurrecting this story to tell my brother, and then my brother to tell me over the phone in the middle of me making this website that I'm making right now for a guy who's leaving the confines of a very secure job to go out on faith and open a ministry for kids in Bangalore. You wonder. So I say I wrestle not against flesh and blood. Is this supposed to be a letter of encouragement to me from my family to say, hey, man, we know you're on the right path, or hey, or is it more a message that only thieves live in Bangalore? So it's just an off-the-cuff remark. Oh, it's no big deal. But no, it is. Okay? So understand that. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Read Matthew 10. It's very clear as to what happens when there's a work of the Lord. Okay? Read Matthew 10 in its entirety. And it says in there, the hardest part for me was the part that said, if you put your daughter or son ahead of me, you're not worthy of me. Or it said that if you put your mom and dad ahead of me, you're not worthy of me. And the other part where it said that your enemies will be the members of your own family. Okay? So, for whatever reason, now I've said I'm going to, in Matthew 10 it says, what you hear in private, shout from the rooftops. So I'm shouting. This is not a blanket statement on my family by any means. But right now, on this day, on 9/17/10, this is not a message from the light. This is a message from the dark. Okay? So understand, we as humans can be in the light or the dark. It's just a matter of choice at any moment. We're never completely righteous, and we're never completely, well, no, we can completely be in the dark. But I'll tell you what, it's that daily walk. The Bible says that we work out our salvation with fear and trembling. So that means that when one of those stories comes to my mind, some gossip story, some ugly, awful story comes to my mind, I have to stop and say, no, it will not go farther than me. That's the key, is that, am I going to be in the light or the dark? When I transmit that story to the other person, I'm now on the dark side. I'm now an enemy of the cross of Christ. Just an observation. It says, shout it from the rooftops, so I am.